In fact, I indicated to your network the other day, they called me. When I took office in 2017, I told the constituency that community happened to be one of the communities I went to, and I empathized with the school kids when I saw them under a tree. Some of them were also under a very dilapidated shed. And so my second visit, I discussed with the community members that I was going to help them, but I couldn't get much resources to give them a big project. And so the agreement was that I was going to supply the community with building materials, and then the community was also going to support me with their labor, so that we do a 3-classroom block with an office that would be of a status of a classroom for the kids to study in. And so we started the project somewhere early last year. Then I actually used part of my GHOne to do the project. And you all agree with me that GHOne is paid yearly, Common Fund is paid quarterly. Unfortunately, this government doesn't go by the Constitution, and so we do not get the releases from the government as expected. And the most unfortunate thing too for me is that I come from a very rural area, and so I have a lot of students, very intelligent students who are in the tertiary institutions but struggling to pay their fees. And so mostly when I get the Common Fund and the GHOne, I don't put all into infrastructure. I use some to support students, and then I use some to do some of these projects. And so I started with the community. At a point, I ran out of resources, and I made the community aware that I was going to continue until I finished the project. And so last year, when I had that small money from GHOne, I had to go to the community with the education director. I wanted her to see for herself the condition at which the school pupils were studying. And so when she saw the situation, she quickly agreed with me that the small money I had in my account, she was going to let it out for us to do the project. And so as you saw in the video, I'm sure I sent you some photos as well. The 3-classroom block is built, roofed, and what is left is for us to fix the doors and the windows and do the plastering. And so just even last week, the gentleman who's assisting me put out the project went and fixed the doors. In fact, some iron doors, not wooden doors, because we want it to be. So he fixed the iron doors, and then he's yet to fix the windows, and then we'll go ahead with the plastering. And you all do agree with me that I've already mentioned to you that the kids were sitting under trees, and then they didn't have furniture.
Well, this has been an improvement.
Yes. And the fact is that it is better for us to start with the classroom block, get it completed before we talk about furniture. The amount of money that I invested in putting up that classroom, I could have given them furniture, but that wouldn't have helped us. And so that's why I chose to do the classroom project. And you see, naturally, as a poor community or as a rural community, the kids do not have furniture. Their parents didn't buy them furniture. And so they came in using the remaining blocks as an interim something. And so the joy I have is that we've gotten to a stage that we are almost done. And I want to give that assurance to that. As soon as the project is completed, it will be finished, and then we'll hand it over to them. I am expecting that GHOne will be paid. By all means, they'll pay it. And so as soon as it's paid, we'll work on the project. But the good news, too, is that a gentleman from the community sent me a message this morning telling me because of the viral video, the education director was in the community yesterday, and she made a pledge that she was going to send furniture to the community immediately. And then she also promised that she was going to work around to ensure that instead of giving them only 3-classroom block, she was going to add another 3-classroom to make it 6-classroom block. And so for me, I have always maintained that people vote because they want to have access to water. They want the leaders to come and give them roads. They want the leaders to come and give them electricity. They want the leaders to come and give them hospitals. They want the leaders to bring development. But it is unfortunate that we are not able to give all these things because we do not have the resources to provide all. But let it be known that we have the district assembly that is also supposed to function. It is not only the MP's duty to provide this thing. Even, in fact, it is not the duty of the MP to provide infrastructure. The MP is supposed to complement. And that is why the framers of our constitution, in their own wisdom, decided that once the MP is not charged to provide infrastructure, let's give the MP only 5% of what comes to the district for the MP to also support in some way. And so that is why the 95% of the funds goes to the assembly. So ideally, the assembly should be championing some of these things. Let me let you know, when NDC was in government, I'm not talking about the whole Ghana, but in Sawla-Tuna-Kalba, the educational infrastructure were put up, roads were reshaped every year, water boreholes were delivered to communities, chips compounds were built in the communities. We did a whole lot of things, but this is the 8th year of the NPP government. You are a media house. Let me challenge you. Pick your cameras, go to Sawla-Tuna-Kalba district, move into the assembly, ask them, they should lead you to some of the projects they did with our 95% of the budget, so that at least you come and update Ghanaians. When you get to the constituency, if you want, just get into the communities, find out from the community members what has the MP, Honorable Chiwetey, done with his 5% that he received. Well, I have delivered 2 ambulances. At the time government was battling with only 52 ambulances in the country, I bought an ambulance for the Sawla District Hospital. I bought an ambulance for the Kalba Health Center. They are objects that you can see and feel. I bought hospital beds for the district hospital because at that time, I had come with my old lady to police hospital. She sat in a plastic chair for 2 good hours. And so when I went back home, I said, no, my district hospital, I was going to change the face of it. So I supplied them with hospital beds. I supplied them with mattresses. Now they have moved from that old hospital to a new hospital that John Dramani Mahama sourced funding for. That is where they are. But they moved there with new beds, but they are still using the mattresses that I supplied. There are photos and everything to show that I did that. As we speak, I have renovated church compound that were built by the NDC that this government came and allowed them to go dilapidated. I renovated that of Nakpala. I renovated that of Kawe. I supported 3 communities to build facilities for delivery rooms, and then places for nurses to lay their hairs. Sanyara is one of them. Burbai is one of them. Saru is one of them. I have supplied Chief's compound with delivery beds and motorbikes. Konfox is one of them. Kolmasa is one of them. And Tuna Health Center, I have renovated part of it, and I have renovated a place for them to use as a ward. I have given them a shed for weighing. Then if you go to Kalba Health Center, apart from the ambulance that I delivered, last year, when a disaster struck, I had to give them 50,000 cedis. I gave 40,000. I got a friend to support with 10,000, making 50,000 for them to put the building into shape that they are using at the moment. I have, in my capacity up to now, I have done over 50 boreholes. And so, in opposition, 7 years, 8 years, there are so many things I have done that I have not listed them, because the students that are supported to pay, over 400 of them, I have awarded best BEC candidates since 2017 up to now. Every year I do, every 6 months day I do that. I have sponsored a mock examination of my district up to date. Every year I give mathematical access to the BEC candidates. But for me, the administration of the district education would have been in trouble. These are things that you can go to the district and verify. And so, let it be known that it is not my duty to provide all these things, but I think I should help us do it. But the media houses, when you intercept some of these things, get straight to the assemblies and find out what they are also doing.